why did I do that? Why did I decide to go to school for 4 more years? Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Today I will be discussing why I want a PhD in school psychology. Well, first I'm going to start off with why I chose school psychology. So the reason why I really chose school psychology is because as a teacher working in the school system, I saw a strong need for having someone who was sound in their judgment for access to services offered through special education. I saw a strong need for someone to be a leader with systems level service delivery, with social emotional learning strategies, and overall just the multiple things that school psychologists do. There are a plethora of things that school psychologists do, and that is gonna have to be for another video, but that's where I found my best fit, is basically serving children in school and educational settings and helping them to be their best selves in education and in life in general. So that was really my best fit. I majored in 2 majors, education in psychology, and I went to teach, and then boom, school psychology. So that's really kind of my why. I really am passionate about allowing children to feel validated in their concerns, allowing them to feel empowered through learning, and school psychology is an avenue that helps me to do that. So that's why I chose school psychology. As you know, or if you haven't, you need to watch my video about being accepted into a PhD program, but I will be obtaining my PhD in school psychology in a few years. I start my journey this fall, and I've already had my master's in school psychology, and many people want to know, why didn't you just stop at the master's? I could still be a school psychologist with my master's, and then with the master's, because some people know about the EDS. So with the master's, if you go to a program that has the master's program, typically it's a master's plus a certificate of advanced graduate studies or something of the sort. And with that, that is the extra credits that you get on top of a master's degree. So I think it's like 66 credits or almost 70 credits of school psychology. And at that level, yes, I would be able to go on internship and then sit for the practice and be a licensed school psychologist in schools. But I decided not to go on internship and to pursue my goal of getting my PhD in school psychology. So now, why did I do that? Why did I decide to go to school for 4 more years? I've already gone to school for 4 years in undergrad. I've gone to school for 2 years with my master's, and now here I am. I'm about to go back to school for 4 more years for my doctoral degree. And here is why. I want to be a professor and a researcher full-time. I want to do that full-time. That's really what I'm really passionate about. In education and majoring in that and then becoming a teacher, I realized that I'm really passionate about not only teaching others, but learning with others. I feel a strong sense of community with others when I am teaching them something and then they teach me things. And I love that experience. I love the going back and forth. I love learning new things. So that's what kind of let me feel like, okay, I actually want to be a professor, and I want to be a professor in a school psychology program so that I can help other graduate students who want to practice in the field or might want to be a professor too, or might want to be a researcher, whatever have you. I want to help them learn, and I want to pour into their journey just as others have poured into mine. So yes, so one of my goals is that I want to be a full-time professor in a school psychology program. And also, while I am a professor, I do want to produce research. I want to do research. I am really interested in a few things. As far as my research, I am really interested in school community partnerships. I am interested in systems level service delivery, social emotional learning strategies, and also academic interventions. So with all of those things combined, that's kind of where I want to go. My career goal is to be a professor and to also do research on school community partnerships and social emotional learning, and kind of weaving all of those research interests together to produce something great. I want to bring research and practice together to help and empower children, and to make them feel validated, and to help them grow and be successful in the way that they see best fit. And I know that I also want to be a licensed psychologist, and I know that I do want to have my own practice, but I don't know how everything is going to fit in with just growing in life. But that was one of my original goals, was that I do want to have my own practice and serve in the community. I wouldn't say that I would like that to be something that I do full time. I would like to do that kind of on the side, so that I can make sure that even while I am a professor, and even while I do research, and even while I, provide this research to school communities and all of that, I still want to be in the community myself, doing psychological services for children and youth and their families. As a doctoral student, I will have the chance to develop myself as a sound researcher. In my master's program, there was a strong focus on making sure that we got the core of school psychology, and that we would be able to go out and be able to practice as school psychologists in schools. So I want to use my PhD time to develop myself as a researcher. And I think a cool part of that is that every semester I will have a course where that is what I do. It's not a course where I'm actually doing something per se, like a lecture. It is a course of growing as a researcher under my faculty advisor, and also with my peers who are also graduate students working in the same lab. And so we're all growing as researchers over the course of 3 to 4 years. So that is something that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to grow myself as a researcher, because again, my long-term goal is to be a professor and a researcher, and the only way that I will get there is to continuously practice, continuously apply the different skills that I'm learning. Another thing about exposure with a PhD program is further understanding psychology and further understanding social emotional development of children and youth in educational settings and a variety of settings. I feel like having a PhD gives me more time to grow in that, gives me more time to have diverse experiences in practica, because now that I have my master's, I can begin to seek out practica experience that might not be in an elementary or middle or high school. I might decide to go to a behavioral agency in that, or I might decide, okay, what if there's a practica experience that I can do at the college level? I felt like there would be expanded opportunities, and by opportunities I mean positions or just different things to be a part of, after completing a PhD in psychology, that my master's might limit me in. And I feel like with the added exposure through research, through my diverse practica experience, and with the possibility of going on a postdoctoral fellowship, that I would be able to obtain these positions that I would not have been able to obtain at the master's level. Even though I have made my long-term career goals clear at this point, as you know, we grow and we learn different things, and I feel like along the way I might change my mind, or I might want to enhance what I want to do, and I think that a PhD can support me in that. So because of the added exposure that I talked about with growing as a researcher, growing in applied settings, and then also having the opportunity to go on internship, which masters and EDS programs do allow you to do, and also going for a postdoctoral fellowship if I decide to, those different things will add to me in my growth as a psychologist and my growth as a researcher. And I feel like that will position me to be able to have the opportunity to obtain positions at different levels and in different settings that are pertaining to educational and psychological services. So those are the main reasons why I decided to get my PhD in school psychology. I want to thank you all for subscribing and watching and sharing. It means so much. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye.